Hello, welcome to Day One Patch, episode 252.
Yeah.
Our pre-E3 show. Oh, this will probably go up during E3, I guess, right?
Well, the other one was like a E3 estimations, and now it's like a E3 is about to happen show.
Yeah. And we're gonna more so be talking about Google Stadia as well. The new kid on the block. I'm your host, Ryan Johnson.
The new kid on the block.
Yeah.
What's new on the block? Stadia, right?
Yeah. I'm Ryan Johnson. That's Matt Lawrence.
Yeah.
Adriano is in far off, distant places, being harassed and pushed around, and avoiding police.
That was an hilarious little story. Yeah. What a ridiculous scenario.
So he's having a good time. What's new, Matt?
So, I got to the end. I don't know if this is. These are Fallout 76 spoilers, but like Fallout 76 doesn't really have that great of a story. So, but anyway, it's a warning as a general thing. Anyway, so I'm trying to get what I want to try to do is I'm gonna try, but not like very very hard to get a platinum trophy in Fallout 76.
You just need that one,
and there's two, but there's one that's really difficult. So the one is there's like this event where it's a versus event. You have to do, it's called like March of the Robots or something. And I've seen it quite a few times. And it's a versus event. Now, I haven't done it, so I don't know whether you can do it single player and whether like the AI will just face you if no one else joins. If that's the case, that's relatively easy to do. No big deal. The big one is I have to do the Queen. So for those of you that don't know, you take a nuke, you launch the nuke, and you have to hit the Prime Fissures site, I think it's called. It's in the bottom right corner in the Cranberry Bog of the map, bottom right corner of the map. And basically, you launch the nuke there. It summons this Queen Scorch Beast, and you fight this Queen Scorch Beast, and you kill her. When this happens, there's like an event. So, like when the nuke hits and the Queen spawns, an event spawns. It's called something. I forget what it's called. And then you kill her and you beat the event. That's basically what it is. And so that's the trophy. Beat that event. So I actually went and I was doing the Enclave. And I did the first couple quests or whatever, got ranked up, and then it said, okay, you need to go and get promoted, so go and get these commendations. And there's a few different activities you can do on the map, kill big creatures, do actual Enclave events, et cetera, to get these commendations. So I got the 10. I got the 10 when I was with you. Mm-hmm. And you left for the night. I went back into the bunker, and I beat that quest. And then I didn't realize this. They actually tell you how to launch a nuke. And now I have a computer inside of the Enclave base where I can locate nuclear silo key cards. So those are to get into the nuclear silos. And then I can actually locate those ghouls and for what site as well. So I can say, I want to launch a nuke at a site A, and I'd like to, whatever. Now, there is a thing where there's like some sort of code still. So it's like you get however many pieces. I forget how many pieces you need for the code. And then you somehow have to decode it. Now, I've never done this before, so it could be relatively easy, could not. But I did just look it up. And I didn't look up how to decode it. I just looked up because I remember people were sharing nuclear codes. And there's still like a website that just kind of posts the nuclear codes every week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up a video on how to do it now. Because like this is Fallout 76. Like it's not a story thing. I don't really care. There's like the quest I'm on is like teaching me how to do the nuke stuff, right? One of the objectives is to like learn how to get into the facility or learn how the code system works, I think is actually what it is. So I'm going to do that before I look up this video. Like I'm doing that one objective in this quest, which I'm pretty far into. I just had to leave at the Pilivix. It took forever. So I'm going to do that first because it might just be something easy. I don't just want to look it up. Unless I just end up getting bored and just do it. But anyway, that way I will then know how to launch a nuke at that point, and then I'm just going to server hop until I find a server with a fair bit of population, and that population should be... It's weird. I always find servers that are either all noobs, like, 40 and under, and like typically there's a lot of like level 2s, 3s, and 4s in there for whatever reason. And then there's always these servers that are like super populated. There's a bunch of people in there, and they're all like level 2, 3, 400, whatever. That's the one I want to do it in, right? Because I think those people will pop in, do it real quick, and leave.
Yeah.
I also unlocked schematics for prototype X01 power armor, so I will be scrapping my T60. That's useless to me now. I'm just gonna get rid of that. So there's a lot going on for my Fallout 76 character actually on the PS4, and I think that's my next goal. Now, if the coding is easy, so like okay, like I said, I'm not versed in this, but I think it's 8 pieces. I think it's 8 codes. Now I already have 2 nuclear key cards. I just got them from playing in the game. Basically, you'll see these convoys flying over, and there'll be a cargo bot being escorted by vertibirds. I've killed a couple of them just by finding and killing them, and I got a couple nuclear key cards already, 1 or 2. So I'm good in that department. That's done. That's no problem. So I think what you have to do is you have to locate 8 of these ghouls, and if it's just 8 of them, it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. But I'm going to fast travel. I think I'm just going to spend some money and fast travel to each of the places, kill these ghouls. I think I could literally launch a nuke within an hour of playing, I think.
Wow. Okay.
I think I can do it. And if that's the case, then I'm going to try to get this achievement, because ultimately the other ones are just like, do this quest, so I can do that. Like anything that's single player, like I can kind of be lazy on, but I don't want the community to die real bad. And then, because there's been several times where we've had the opportunity to do that Queen event, but every single time, just due to luck, it's like we've been way underground or like way into a quest. And it's like, well, fuck, I'm not going to leave and then come back. So, and I've been using Discord too, which sucks. I've been using Discord and I've been like trying to find people. Like I've been trying to like go in there and I'll be like, hey, like looking for someone who's doing like the Queen or whatever. No answer ever for the PS4 version. And with that being said, there's not that many people looking for a group. And in a 24-hour period, at least in the one that I checked during, there was only one person that said that they didn't even say they were doing the Queen or like was about to. They just said there's a Queen on my position, and that was it. So, but that's sort of my goal right now. What I'm really worried about is there's been people talking on Reddit around Christmas time that said that they had launched a nuke at the Prime Fissure site and no one showed up. Now, whether that was due to luck, where they did it in a low level server kind of thing, maybe. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But like I told you, I'm at the point now where if I've missed like the time for like the community, then I'm not going to worry about it. Like I'm not, because like there's still enough. I'm still interested enough in Fallout 76 where I'm like okay to just run around and do quests and stuff. And I don't want to be like constantly worrying about this stupid timed quest.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if I can get that, then I can get a platinum, and it's just a matter of doing the quest and grinding. Because like
maybe it'd be easier to try like if they've released like a big update or some sort of content package of some sort, because then that will bring the community back a bit.
Right.
You know, maybe that would be your best time to try.
Well, that's the thing is like I'm not really sure how active the Fallout 76 community is. Like obviously it's not as active as it was when it came out, obviously. But at the same time, it's like I don't get a really good vibe of whether or not the game is like, you know, whether it's dying, whether it's fine, whether it's growing. I don't know what the status of the game is, because you'll get into some games, there'll be people everywhere. There's like a huge market of like the new vendors all set up, and like a bunch of people have vendors. So clearly people are logging in with one of the newer updates, being the vendor one, and people are building bases, right? Building bases with vendors in them. And then you go to another server, and it's like there's 3 people in there.
Yeah.
I've been into a server where there was 1 person that I saw anyway. It's like, what the hell? So like, but I don't know whether that's just, you know, luck of the draw, where it's like, you know, I just got thrown into this random world and there's just one other dude in there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm interested in trying this for sure. Like I want to launch a nuke regardless, right? And there's a, so this is
there a trophy for just launching a nuke or no?
Yes. So that's what I was about to say too. So this launching a nuke thing is a quest, and there's an optional objective to launch it at the Fissure Prime site. So I'm going to take advantage of this, right? My first nuke is going to also hit the Fissure Prime site. Now I don't understand. I'm not versed in all of the. I was going to say the lore, but I'm not versed in all of the intricacies of Fallout 76. So Fallout 76, because it's multiplayer, has like, you know, certain areas where people farm, certain things where people grind. I don't do any of that. I still play it like kind of like a single player game. So as a result of that, I'm so strong and everything. Like I'm not like, you know, I'm not like useless in a fight. Like we get through all our missions and stuff.
Barely sometimes.
Barely, but I think that's kind of by design, right? It's like it's a struggle, but it's like there's also a fairly large level gap between you and I, right?
Yeah.
But like for me, it's like I don't min-max like my perks, because I don't know what to min-max. I don't like min-max my gear. Some of the stuff that I'm wearing might be shit, and I don't know it because I don't keep up with all the meta and stuff like that. Like there was that Pharma event. I don't even know if that's still going on. Like I don't keep up with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just because it's like I don't care enough to do it. You know what I mean?
Just, if I find something better, I put it on. That's it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Honestly. And it's pretty bullshit that everything requires ballistic weave.
Oh, it's annoying, yeah.
It's so stupid. So, and I'm finding that like, so I would used to play almost exclusively in Power Armor. I'm finding fusion cores less and less. So now I can't really do that. And so now I'm kind of like stuck in this position where...
I got a bunch I could probably give you.
How many do you have?
I'd probably have a bunch. I don't use power armor.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Because
I never have. Like, it felt so precious to me in Fallout 4 that I just never used it. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where I didn't want it to break or didn't want it to leave it somewhere or, you know.
Yeah.
So I just put them up in my in the fortress. What's it called? The castle.
Yeah.
And I just left them there.
That's one of those places where I never developed it much. I repaired the walls and then ran out of build budget and just left it.
Mm. Didn't they increase the build budget or no?
That was in 76.
Oh, 76, okay.
And it's actually quite a large improvement from what I found. It's about at least in terms of what I have in my camp, it was at least like a 25% improvement. So, because I was able to build my little shop.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. As for me, I finished Days Gone today.
There you go.
I'm a little worried that I might not be able to get the trophies. I need to double check, so I'm not completely sure yet. But there's a couple trophies that say, "Oh, complete this mission, like this storyline," right?
Yeah.
But I have no more missions in my game, so I'm wondering, like, did I miss something that I had to do prior? You know. So I'll have to figure that out.
Wait, what do you mean? Say it again. What's your problem?
There are trophies that say complete this storyline.
Yeah.
Not the main storyline, some other storyline. Right.
Oh, those stupid! I forgot that's what those progress percentage things are. Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm like, then you didn't beat the game. Then if you didn't beat it,
No. So the credits have rolled. So yeah, I've completed it. So I don't. I'm just worried that I might have screwed that up. I'll have to look that up though. To see if
but like, how do you possibly screw that up?
Because you don't have to do all the missions if you just do the main story missions.
Well, there's an interesting one. So here's a Days Gone spoiler I'm about to say. No, you know what? I won't be a spoiler actually. You remember how we were playing the other day on stream, and there was like the yellow objectives on the map, and there's the white objective that we did.
Yeah.
I don't know if that progressed any storyline, but you were saying you don't need to do those. I wonder if you have to do every single one of them.
But how do you know?
If that's the case, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Then that's horseshit.
That's what I'm worried about.
And those are the trophies though that like where I'm like, okay, I don't care now. Because it's just like, I'm fine with doing like a challenge like this nuke thing.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, right? You get to the end of the game, at least from what I can tell is the end of the game. I don't really know because the story's kind of loose, but it's like at this point it is in my story quest, and it's the last, from what I can tell, story mission with the exception of following the overseer to all her spots, right? So it's like, I have this thing to do. If I complete this, it's like, could you imagine like completing this, or could you imagine like not being able to beat 76, for example? Like this isn't what happens. But could you imagine this queen being a mandatory objective to complete that last story trophy?
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean. Like stuff like that, I'll be like, no, I'm out. I'm not gonna do that.
Now again, I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't have any more quests on my map as far as I can tell.
What the fuck?
Now maybe they're just like clear out the hordes in that area, and like that's a storyline quest.
Do you know what storylines you have left?
I don't know the names of them. I didn't memorize them, but.
Probably one for Boozer. Here's a bunk calling his name.
Yeah. And then some I haven't gotten that are like, I think it's like loot to like 540, some arbitrary number amount of bodies.
Oh, there's a problem with that too. I don't know if you noticed this. I believe that trophy, if I remember correctly, is worded such that you have to actually get stuff off of them. Most of the bodies I loot are full. Most of them are full.
That's not the case.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't think so, because even if you loot a body and don't take anything from it, the X disappears off your minimap.
I think it literally says though in the trophy you have to loot 500 and something items off of bodies.
If that's the case, that is garbage.
I'm gonna look it up. Right booking now.
But if it is the case that those trophies are locked beyond progress, it's like this game's too long for me to go back and do those.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't save, multiple saves.
And only to mess up too. Like, what if you like missed one?
Which is essentially what I did.
That sucks.
But again, I'll have to figure that out. But overall, the game was enjoyable.
Yeah,
I'm happy I bought it. I'm not not disappointed or anything like that.
That's good.
And I actually hope there's a sequel. I think there's a lot to build on with this franchise.
I really like the game. It's weird. I don't have like an extreme draw to go play it, but whenever I play it, it's usually for a good while, and I really enjoy it.
You have a lot of game left, Matt. You should get on it.
I think I'm treating this game like Red Dead though, because I like doing several story quests in this game, and I like to drive around and stuff. and I also play it slower than you.
Mm-hmm.
Like every hour is like one, maybe two quests for me, right? Depending on how long they are. So you fast travel around and stuff. I just drive everywhere. I'm trying to find this. Quest or this trophy here.
The last.
Yep, there it is.
What?
Collect 541 items from corpses.
Yes.
Not loot 541 corpses. Collect 541 items.
Correct. But that is a literal interpretation of what is written down. But that does not necessarily mean that is what happens. That could simply just if you were given the task.
Yeah.
Okay, create a trophy, write down a trophy to get people to collect items off of a body.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though the mechanic is technically
so you're saying that this person may have worded it too ambiguously.
Not too ambiguously, too specifically, despite the actual function of the trophy is not exactly.
I would say that there's evidence to my point because you don't have it yet.
500 and something bodies is a lot of bodies.
You don't drive around.
I've killed that many freakers. I've not killed that many humans.
You see, I always forget you don't drive around. I get ambushed. I run around. I kill everybody. Yeah. What are you doing? Did you do all the camps?
I think most of them. Yeah.
Camps will be a big one. It's
but
just 80% of people
like,
have it.
It's like 20 at a time, like per camp.
Yeah, but that's a fair bit. 20 at a time, plus all the story missions, plus any of the side missions.
When I first started, I didn't loot a lot because my inventory was full. So I just said, screw it, I'm not going to loot these bodies. It takes too long. Right?
Yeah.
But then once I realized there was a trophy, I did start doing that, but that wasn't until later in the game.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So maybe that's holding me back. It'd be nice if I could find a stat as to where I am.
I think that's one of Xbox's big strengths is that you can easily tell if it's like, oh, did
Progress,
that thing I do actually count towards it?
Yeah. The story hordes are the big ones.
And only the story hordes.
The other ones I find to be fairly small, although one I fought today was rather large.
Well, I can't kill any hordes, and I really can hardly kill a swarm. So
you could kill that horde in that train. That's a small horde.
In the train,
the one that's by the Nero camp, and there's like the one you posted on Twitter.
Oh, I killed that thing.
Oh, see, yeah.
No, but how I did that was use some ingenuity here. So what I did was I waited for the beginning of night. So during the night, there's actually another swarm that comes in. And parks their ass beside them.
Well, there's 3 locations that the hordes can be at each horde location. One's where they sleep, one's where they drink, and one's where they just like shit and do stuff. Right.
Well, okay. Well, you know that one by the train you were talking about? There's like a field of like bodies beside it. Every night I find that there's still that horde near the train, or there's still that swarm near the train. But there's another one that comes walking in from near the lake.
I think that's the same horde.
And it goes into it is the same. So maybe it just split
horde,
when I looked at it because it was like somewhere still near the train for sure. But anyway, so what I did was I waited. It was daytime. Waited till the beginning of night. They all filed. Oh, I had 3 pipe bombs, so I threw pipe bombs, and they all started freaking out. They knew where I was, and so I started blocking them with Molotovs, and 2 or 3 came through, and I killed them, and that was it.
You know what gets me with the hordes is that the tough part in fighting them isn't always necessarily the numbers. It's the ones that flank you. You know, so you'll be shooting like into the bulk of them, and even throw some Molotovs in there. But you'll always have like 4 of them split off, right? And as you're focusing on the bulk, they'll get very close to you, and then you got to switch to them and start shooting them, and that's where they kind of get me. Those damn flanking ones. The smart ones.
I'm pretty scared, I think, because the thing is, too, is you were saying I seem to die quicker than you.
Well, because you didn't get the health things, yeah.
But, I have gotten a bunch of them, though, but I just didn't put them into health.
Yeah.
Because I'm normally stealth, so whenever I was going through the story, I was like, well, I don't need health. I'm not really losing it that much. Mm-hmm. At this point, I do need it, for sure, but...
No, I can take a bunch of hits.
Do you ever do anything as crazy as they showed at the first E3 demo? Which is possible, by the way, like in live... improvised format, not a scripted format.
I took out that horde today.
Okay.
And it was not like that E3 demo.
But you could do it like that, right?
I wouldn't want to.
But you could do it.
Not with that horde.
You could do it, though.
No, not with that horde.
Okay, maybe you couldn't do it, but People can do it that way.
Well, they clearly did it for the E3 demo.
Well, I just want to make sure that, obviously that was a while ago. They didn't change the mechanic or something.
It's never as smooth as they planned it out. Do you know what I mean? Like, they had him running and knocking stuff down behind him. And yes, I did that, right? But it wasn't as smooth, and I didn't know exactly where to go. And the horde is so big that you, at some point, as you're running around, will run into them again.
Right.
Because you'll just loop back around and find them again, right? Because the trail is that long of freakers. And so then they split up, right? And they're now coming at you from two directions.
Yeah.
And then you're screwed.
That's what happened to me when I died.
Right.
The thing is with that game, too, is like in terms of lore, they're trying to kill the freakers. If Deacon can just kill hordes, it's like just train some people like Deacon, like literally like an elite squad of people like Deacon, send them out for days at a time.
Yeah.
Just tell them to kill 10,000 freaks, come back, and then that's the end of that.
Pretty much.
The world will be safe again.
Yeah. And what's amazing about this game is like most zombie games, someone gets bit or turns or something. No one, everyone's pretty fine in this game. You know what I mean?
This game definitely doesn't fall into the same tropes of zombie games. Like, there's
I don't
a
even
lot
know
of,
if you can get bitten and turn into one.
Yeah, not really sure what the thing is like, and now this is literally a spoiler, but the stuff with like Iron Mike, it's like with Iron Mike, it's more so drama about the camp and the Rippers, not so much the drama of the fact that they live in like a.
And remember, we were wondering
freaker infested world.
We were wondering why the Rippers don't just go get bitten and become a freaker, because they want to be like the freaks.
Oh yeah.
And maybe you don't contract it that way. Maybe it's just a virus that some people got and some people were immune. Because the Nero guys are all wearing hazmat suits, right? And if their hazmat suit has a break in it or something, you're in serious trouble at the Nero headquarters.
Oh yeah.
So clearly there's something
going on.
It's an actual disease that's spreading, and it might not actually spread through getting bit or scratched or something.
Well, it must not, because considering like you're like Deacon is getting all. And everyone else too, admittedly, is getting jumped on, beaten up, punched.
But that's always like in video games. It's always the Nathan Drake method. They said.
Mm-mm.
So Naughty Dog said that in the game, you have luck, a certain amount of luck. Nathan Drake in the universe has a certain amount of luck, and so he never actually gets shot by a bullet until the one that kills him. So when you're playing the game, you're not actually being shot up.
I mean, Deacon is getting pretty beat up, though.
But what I'm saying is the game logic. You have to have attacks and have health and get hit. But in the real world, you would be dead, right? But this is a video game, so that'd be a bad game if you died just because you got smacked once by a freaker.
Right.
So it's this weird logic you got to work around.
Why is there no one in the camps concerned about about people turning into freaks? No one ever mentions it. Tucker never
because they've been living
it.
like that for 2 years.
But
so.
no, but like you would figure then at least they would have a procedure for it. Like
I don't think you turn into freaks.
That's fucking weird, isn't it?
I think the people who got infected are the infected, and that's it. And now the world's just like ruled by them.
And again, in any of these things, I want to know whether it's escaped the United States or whether like they're just in one big ass quarantine region. Now I don't know whether that's a spoiler because I haven't seen that.
I would think it's the whole world, because you would think that someone would come in and try helping the U.S. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean the help could literally be the quarantining. Like you might be like, all right, let's let a perimeter up here. Like Jesus.
No one's really quarantining anything. Nero fell.
Yeah.
Nero took off, and it's just Nero guys there. It's not. They're not protecting anyone anymore. They're just doing their own business.
Yeah, they're even like shooting at you.
They don't care about survivors anymore. That day is done. You know, that all collapsed and fell.
This game does to an extent. So like one of the things I've always said about zombie things is like we're taking like a few series, like The Walking Dead. Let's say like AMC's The Walking Dead, and then you got 28 Days Later. Those are pretty good two polarization zombies.
Mm-hmm.
The Walking Dead zombies are pretty much traditional, right?
Yeah.
You gotta hit them in the head, and and they'll bite you and you change, and the whole shebang.
The only difference there is that when you die, you become one, regardless of
yes, like because we're all technically they're all infected or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a spoiler. It is technically a spoiler.
8-9 seasons in? Was 10 seasons?
Something like that. But anyway, my whole point is that I always said that the 28 Days Later zombies would give us a run for our money. They're extremely aggressive. They're humans without that like safety thing in their brain. You know how like we're actually a bit more strong than we can apply out because your brain is protecting you.
Yeah.
It's like that's basically been turned off. You're totally primal. You have no
But even then, they would damage themselves, though. The whole reason why you can't constantly exert yourself is because you would damage yourself.
No, and they do get damaged, right?
Yeah.
They do get damaged, but it's like they're climbing through a window, they get a big gash in their stomach. We'd
Oh,
be
they're
like,
not
we'd be
affected
all,
by that,
they're too like, you know, they're
They
too
might not
fucking
even,
crazy.
they might not even feel anything.
That's the
right?
thing.
Yeah.
And so those zombies give us a run for our money. This, I would say, or like in The Walking Dead, though, I don't understand how all that stuff fell, because it's like you get in one tank and it's like, here comes a horde. Okay, literally full speed ahead. Don't even shoot. Full speed ahead, and we just crushed all the zombies.
Yeah.
You know, it's literally like, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
Yeah.
But these ones, the freakers, are like in between, where they're super fast and everything, but they also need. Well, they don't need a headshot, but a headshot is preferred. So I don't know if I buy. The reason why I mention this, I don't know if I buy these
Again,
things
though,
taking over the world.
I don't know if that's a gameplay thing or an actual lore thing. Like in the Days Gone lore, do they have to be shot in the head?
No,
Do you know that for a fact?
because sometimes your takedown is you stabbing them and gutting them.
Oh, if it was the head, a takedown would be always.
It would
in the
always
head.
be the head. Like
Yeah.
Deacon would gut them maybe to stop them, and then stab them in the head.
Okay, yeah.
He never double taps if he jabs them in the gut. He literally just cuts them fully open.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that's also another reason why they don't want to use the word zombie ever in movies or TV shows. It has such a connotation with it and baggage. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When you hear zombie, you think you immediately know what it is. Right,
Yeah.
but they might want to do a twist on it, right? And that's harder to do if they call it a zombie. I think.
That's why they called the Left 4 Dead ones infected. I think
Yeah,
could use another Left 4 Dead game.
that's some news I could have put in here too. So I sent you guys a text that Blizzard canceled some games
Yeah,
and they're working on Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2.
yeah.
Overwatch 2, according to Kotaku,
Okay.
people at Blizzard have told them that it's heavily going to be, or there's going to be a portion of it that is PvE, and they said they mentioned Left 4 Dead.
That kind of makes sense for that game, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that'd be pretty cool.
So Overwatch 2 is confirmed then.
No, that was a report.
Oh, it's all a report.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like Blizzard has not come out and said we're making Overwatch 2.
I hate when it's a report about a rumor. So like a rumor comes out and then they're like, report confirms that this rumor was correct. But it's like, no, wait a minute. The
'Cause
first
isn't-
word is also
Isn't it like a legitimate story you reporting on it? Right?
Yeah, so then
And
it's
so when
like
they say report, it's like
you're adding layers. You're adding layers of rumor to a rumor. It's I
Right.
don't like it.
But anyways, me and Marty were wondering if Overwatch 2 was going to be not Overwatch 2, but Overwatch, colon something else. And Overwatch, the original, will still exist, but Overwatch something else will be that PvE Left 4 Dead type of game. And then you have two games you can kind of play in the Overwatch universe.
I'm still a fan of them doing like full games, sure, but having one app. Like my Call of Duty thing. Like, why isn't there like, yeah, an Overwatch launcher, but like not a launcher in the traditional sense of like, an MMO launcher where you literally just for the most part says press play. You know, I want there to be like you literally open it up like a game in the PlayStation, and then you literally choose what campaign to go into. And as they update it, whether you buy the expansions or however that works,
Yeah.
More content is constantly added. Battlefield's a prime example of that. And people would excuse as well. Like people were saying like, well, it'd be weird to have everything be like held back. Like if you think Battlefield's like Battlefield 4 is kind of old, right? So it'd be weird to hold everything back. Let's say if we're going back as far as Battlefield 4. But if you just put the year that it came out, like Battlefield 4, and just put in brackets the year it was released, people are going to forgive the fact that it's older. Mm-hmm. But you know how much easier it would be? Like they kind of have it with that leftmost menu in Battlefield. They should just do it. Same with Call of Duty.
But I think the thinking is that most of the player base switches to the new game, I think, over time.
Yeah.
Right? And on console, there's not a lot of storage. Like, I can get that on PC if you want like a Battlefield app on PC. Right? That makes a little more sense.
Sure.
But maybe on console it doesn't make as much sense.
The thing is, though, is a lot of people will only play Call of Duty.
That's true. Yeah.
Or just Battlefield.
Yeah.
Right? So...
I'm with you. I like the idea of it.
And they can still launch full games. They can still do Battlefield 5 and everything. But it's just And maybe even make it optional.
Mm-hmm.
You can have Battlefield 5, Battlefield 4 all separate, or you could literally download the Battlefield Hub or something and just have them all right there.
Yeah.
And that'd be great, you know?
Yep. All right. So I think that's all the paperwork I got.
Oh, what about Stadia?
That's I'm going into that now.
Oh.
I'm picking up my iPad, man.
Wait. Aren't we just going into the paperwork?
That was still part of what's
new.
Yeah. Now we're moving on.
I thought you just said what's 2, and I was like, what?
Yeah, what's 2?
What's 2?
Yeah. Google Stadia. Man, now Matt, you didn't watch the thing. I kind of sent you guys some updates, but they had a little YouTube kind of state of play, kind of Nintendo Direct type video.
Right.
Pretty well done, I thought. We got a lot of more details on Google Stadia, and we'll see if it changes your mind on anything, Matt. So I'm pulling this data from IGN. They put a nice little list together of all the new stuff we learned. So it does not have a set release date, but we do know that it's set to arrive in November 2019.
All right.
There's a couple of ways you can access Stadia at launch. They went over 2 methods, and one is called Stadia Pro, which is a monthly subscription.
Okay.
For $9.99 American per month, and you also get a 3-month buddy pass, so you can give it to friends or family, and then they have Stadia, so they can play along with you.
Okay.
It's launching this year, November 2019. U.S., Canada, UK, Ireland, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and Finland. So all in NATO there. There you go. Google plans to add more regions in 2020. So, the other one was the Google Stadia Founders Edition, which includes a limited edition Night Blue Google Stadia controller, a Chromecast Ultra, a 3-month Stadia Pro subscription, and then that buddy pass.
Now, what does Pro give you exactly?
Pro gives you the monthly subscription.
But what does a monthly subscription give you?
I think a bundle of games.
A bundle of games.
So you get like a set amount of games that you can stream instantly, and then they add free games to your account like every month.
Now, I don't know if you have the answer to this, but is this like Xbox Game for Gold, where you keep these games forever, or is this like a rotating collection of games that are going to be in and out like Netflix?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if you get to keep them or not.
Okay.
Yeah. So Google's Stadia Founders Edition will cost $129, which isn't that bad when you get the Chromecast and the controller.
Right.
And the controller retails for like $69.99 on its own.
I did see the price of the Founders Pack, and it is absolutely reasonable.
And you get that limited edition controller, if you care about that.
Which some people will.
Yeah.
And you can just use a Bluetooth one, right? I believe that was said.
I think you can, but you might not want to, because the whole reason of the Google Stadia controller, now this could be sales, marketing stuff,
right?
But they want you to use that one because that one connects to Wi-Fi directly to your account, to the servers for faster speed.
I mean,
lower
admittedly,
latency.
Bluetooth does introduce a delay
because you had to go to your device, process it, and then send it off.
Right.
So this one just sends it right to the server.
Right.
Okay. So the highest quality you can get is 4K, 60 frames per second, HDR with 5.1 surround sound. Let me try to find what you need for that. Give me a second here. Oh, here we go. So, if you're like me and only have 10 megabits per second, you can stream 720p at 60 frames per second with stereo.
And that's the lowest, right? So you're out. You're done.
I'm not going to get it, no.
Yeah, because if anyone uses anything in this house,
right.
It's no longer running at the,
Yeah. So 10 is the recommended minimum. Okay. Now, if you want 1080p, you need, with HDR video, 60 frames per second, 5.1 surround sound, 20 megabits per second. And if you want 4K, HDR video, 60 frames per second, 5.1 surround sound, the best quality that you want is 35 megabits per second. Then that's not too bad.
That's not too bad, yeah.
But again,
my old internet was 60.
Yeah.
So
again, that's only you alone using that. You would need 35. So it would be best to have more than that.
Well, what I meant is my old internet was 60.
Right.
Now it's 250. So I'm fine.
Yeah. You gonna give it a try?
No,
They didn't mention any trial things, so.
I don't think so.
So, Matt, does that change your mind on anything?
This is my shtick, and this is not getting into the conversation of whether this is going to take over. We've already had that conversation. This is a purely, hey, this is out. Let's just say it's out tomorrow. This is out tomorrow. Do you want to do it? I have no problem with purchasing digital games on my Xbox or my PlayStation or my computer.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with that being said, why would I switch to this? And I still have a problem with the local computing angle because it's like you're still giving up the control over it. Now, one argument is that obviously I know, I'm pretty much a techie at this point, so it's like obviously I would just because I'm into tech care about local computing, right?
Right.
But with that being said, I don't care about rather I care about local computing. I also care about giving them the full control. I don't care about the convenience as much, I think. Mm-hmm. Because this is the way I think of it too. Is they're saying I'll play Stadia anywhere or whatever. Well, at the end of the day, you're not playing on an LTE in Canada because you're paying out the ass for data, so it's not going to happen. Yep. So that's donezo. You're out. Then second of all, you have your speed problem. Now, generally speaking, the speed can be dealt with, right? The speed isn't too outrageous because like you could do it with 10. So I would say that the speed isn't too bad. That's great. But the other problem is that you are introducing, or they're not introducing, but there are data limits inside of the home as well.
Yeah.
So they're extremely strict in Canada on the mobile front, but they're also rather strict, especially on base packages in Canada. Like some base packages are 120 gig a month.
In terms of like DSL or cable. But it seems like to me like fiber, it's like pretty much only unlimited.
I wonder if that's an introductory thing.
That could be to get people to buy it to invest in further infrastructure, right?
And then they'll just lower the amount you can use.
Yeah.
Because the thing. But
there also is, even on DSL or cable, there still is an unlimited package you can get. And
there absolutely is, but
last I checked, it was only an extra like $10 if you had it bundled.
What I'm thinking of is like the parent who's going to be buying this thinking that it's a cheaper alternative for their kids gaming and then not realizing that there's a huge infrastructure investment in this.
Well, I don't think this is going to be for like kids getting into gaming or
You don't think so?
No, this is definitely like a more elite gamer thing at this point, for sure.
Buying just the controller, you buy your kid the controller for Christmas. You have a Chromecast.
It may be easier for like as a marketing thing to parents or for kids, right? But to start out, I think this is only going to be thought of for the upper echelons of gamers.
I think it's going to be in the same breath of Netflix, where not many people had Netflix in the beginning, and then it slowly, obviously changed.
Yeah. They gave us a technical specifications what actually going to be running your games, I guess. So a custom 2.7 gigahertz hyper-threaded x86 CPU with AVX2 SIMD.
I don't know what that means.
A custom AMD GPU capable of 10.7 teraflops. 16 gigs of RAM with up to 484 gigabytes per second transfer speeds. And SSD cloud storage.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Now, the one thing people are wondering about is that is this custom AMD GPU? Because right now, the consumer gaming GPUs from AMD aren't really capable of 4K at 60. As far as I know.
Well, you got to remember here too.
They can, but really low frame rate.
This is also a data center. I don't think it's going to be 1-to-1.
Right.
You're probably there's going to be a bunch of them all leveraged together.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it's custom as well, right?
Yeah.
The thing about this is one of the things that's really interesting to me is that the subscription fee isn't needed. So you can go on there and purchase games individually.
Yeah.
But I always need to use their infrastructure. And it's very interesting to me that, yeah, we use Google's infrastructure for free for other things like calendar and stuff. That's much less computing than a game.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's rather interesting that I'm not paying to use that infrastructure, which is shocking, actually. To be blunt.
It could be an introductory thing again.
It could also be an introductory thing. That's right.
Because I think I wonder if Google is wondering, like, they're probably not expecting this thing to sell tens of millions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so maybe at the start, they want as many people as they can to get them into this method of gaming, right? And then once it's matured, then they'll be like, oh, we got to charge you $10 a month for the servers.
Is this a PC or is this a console? Is this a really powerful console in the cloud, a cloud console? What is this?
What's the difference though?
But the difference is the
too, though.
No, but the difference is the platform. Who am I talking to? Am I only talking to Stadia folks, or can I talk to other people? Who am I going to see online? Who am I connecting to? If I buy Fallout 76 on there, which servers am I on? Where am I?
Saying.
You know what I mean? Where am I?
I don't know if they've talked about that.
I thought it was PC. I thought that was mentioned before.
I would imagine it's PC.
But then there was also that thing where they're trying to get the data for Destiny 2 from PlayStation or something.
That was for saves, I think, to get your character over. So if you're on Xbox and you have a Destiny character, to get that character into Stadia's Destiny.
See, that's interesting. If this is a PC version, only Stadia gets it, but I don't think you could transfer your Xbox. I don't know. I haven't tried. I don't know if you'd be able to transfer to your actual PC version of Destiny.
Oh, right.
Your current.
But this could
right
be
now.
a Stadia exclusive thing where they made some deals and who knows what else. You know.
Would you buy this day one if you had the internet? If the internet was no question.
At that $10 a month, yeah, I'd give it a try. For sure.
But would this take over your?
Again, it would depend. If it worked really well and I really liked it, it could take over. But
I don't see. I don't see this. I don't see this.
The problem is, like, I get where you're coming from, but I'm willing to try it first, and I'm open to the fact that if I like it, I will use it. But as of right now, I'm going to be sticking with my consoles.
See, this is them, cloud computing or not. This is them essentially trying to fight into the console market, if you will, or get into the gaming market. I understand it's not a console, it might be a PC, whatever. Call it a Steam machine if you want, something like that, right? Kind of like a pre-built PC, but at the same time, it's still them trying to enter this market, and like, how many have successfully done that?
But this is the thing, though. Okay. The way to become successful is by doing something differently.
Yeah.
You could not come into the market with another console that just plays games, in 4K at 30.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely different in that regard.
You would not make a dent into that market.
No.
You make a dent into markets by doing something differently. And so this is different. So it could go either way. It could be complete failure and collapse, or it could take off. Time will tell, though. But you want to hear the list of games they got on this thing?
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that was kind of the first game we've kind of seen them beta testing and then announcing.
Right.
They also announced Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Which was, I think, an exclusive reveal for them, but I think it got leaked a bit before. Borderlands 3, Darksiders Genesis, Destiny 2, Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Farming Simulator 19. Damn the simulators, eh? They're everywhere.
God damn them.
Final Fantasy, 15? Football Manager, Get Packed, Grid, Guilt, Just Dance, Metro Exodus, Mortal Kombat 11, NBA 2K, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, Rage 2, Samurai Showdown, The Elder Scrolls Online, Thumper, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which is the new one, Tom Clancy's The Division 2, Trials Rising, The Crew 2, and a whole bunch of other games, Matt. Look at all these. Wolfenstein. Yeah.
I think there's too many places to play games now.
Yeah.
Just starting to get to be a little bit... Maybe this is why I'm apprehensive about this thing. Is it's just another place to play games. At the end of the day, I'm still going to be doing the same thing. Because my thing is I don't see myself going out with my cell phone and using this.
No, I don't think it's for that either.
But that's kind of what it's for. And one of the things I thought of was if it's kind of accessible anywhere, you could do it during travel. But you don't know your network situation when you travel.
Yeah, for sure. And you're not going to find those speeds.
You're not going to find those speeds.
Yeah.
And there's no local computing aspect. So it's like, where are you? Even going to a cottage that has Wi-Fi, generally speaking, that Wi-Fi is not going to be the strongest Wi-Fi ever. And so you're still limited by that. You need a good network infrastructure everywhere you go.
Yeah. Here's an interesting thing. This is a Google Stadia special feature. It will feature a game state sharing, which allows players to share specific points in a game with others. This means players can create a save point or save spot in a game, generate a link, and share it with others who can pick up exactly where the initial player left off. I don't know why you'd really use that, but it's kind of neat.
Well, it might be for like, oh, check out how strong my character is in this RPG. Like, go clear out this thing.
But is anyone really going to do that? You know what I mean?
Well, does anyone use the remote play or whatever it's called? Not remote play. What's that other thing where you can control the other person's thing via the party system on the...
I don't think anyone uses it.
I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Share play?
Share play, I think, yeah.
I don't think... No.
So, like...
Oh, that's right. You used to be able to like watch other people play too. Marty tried to watch me play some games once, but we just didn't have the speeds to do it.
That's sad.
Stadia can also utilize Google Assistant with the touch of a button, providing game help to players stuck in a game. That's neat. That's what Ubisoft Sam should have been for, but I'm not opening up an app just so I can use Sam. I just want to talk to Siri and be done with it.
Yeah.
This talk to Google and get your information immediately. That's fantastic.
I do like the idea of that Google being everywhere. I'm looking very seriously at the Nest Hub.
Mm.
This is off topic. There's a really weird problem with the Nest Hub and the alarm clock. No battery backup.
Yeah.
That's a pretty serious problem.
But I mean, alarm clocks don't have that either.
Yes, they do.
Not the ones you have on the side of your bed.
The digital ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
All the ones I've had never have.
All the ones I've ever had, you have a battery backup, but it doesn't power the display. There's like a really rudimentary internal clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if the power goes out, the display goes out, but it keeps the time. And if the power's still out if the power's still off and you need to wake up, it'll make like a very rudimentary, very basic noise.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, most alarm clocks have battery backup.
You got some future fancy pants.
I've
alarm clocks.
one of the alarm clocks I had like 10 years ago was like 40 years old.
My God.
It's just an alarm clock. It's like, what the hell? And it was digital. It was massive though.
And the controllers come in 3 different colors, which are hilariously named. Let me see if I can find them. Yeah, here we go. Oh, they have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, USB-C port, lithium-ion battery, and their Wi-Fi controllers. Where's the colors? Just black, clearly white, and wasabi.
Just black, clearly white, and wasabi.
Yeah.
What color is wasabi? Pink?
It's like a kind of greenish.
I never heard
minty,
wasabi said as a color.
Well, it's not that. I don't think wasabi's that.
I'm going to say I don't think it's that.
But
I can't even really tell you what wasabi is, to be honest.
Google being weird.
I'm not a food. I think it's food, and I'm not a foodie, so.
So I'm excited to see where this goes. But
I still like the idea of the Google Assistant being everywhere. I want the Google Assistant on my computer for sure. The thing is that I'm torn between the two ecosystems now, and even
what do you mean which?
Microsoft. Like all my Microsoft accounts and stuff like that, I use the Microsoft Calendar, but it doesn't plug into my Google Calendar, and therefore my Google Assistants can't see it. And so I have to use my dumbass Alexa unit to set my calendar things, which she screwed up all my calendar appointments the other day. So that was good.
So you don't want to use all the Google apps then?
No, because I use the Microsoft ones.
And you don't want to give those up?
No, because I use Windows.
Yeah, but you can
and
use,
Xbox.
But you can use the Chrome browser and access all those apps.
Which apps? Ow.
Any apps, the Gmail app or the calendar app.
I use the browser to access the Microsoft ones too.
I know, but
I try to work as close to the server as I can, so there's no failure point. But
I understand, but you can do the same thing with the Google apps in a browser. But you're loyal to Microsoft and you want to use their services, and that's what you've used for a long time, right?
Yeah, it's like years and years of like history and like not to mention Xbox stuff and like if Cortana was like actually like mainstream, then I would go that way. But the fact that like Google Assistant is just taken off to a whole other level.
I want to know how many people are actually like me and actually use all the built-in apps.
The built-in apps.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like I have a Google email address,
Yeah.
but I don't use the Gmail app.
Oh, I see.
I use the Apple Mail app. And
I'd say a fair bit, actually.
well, I know a lot of like the tech guys who have iPhones. They'll use like the Gmail app, or they'll use the Chrome or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But I use strictly all the Apple provided ones because I want that ecosystem. I log into a new computer and everything's there. You know what I mean?
I do the same thing. Like that is one good thing about Microsoft is that it is really good at like plugging in. See, this is another thing too. Is now like Microsoft is also going to have a streaming service.
Are they?
They're working on it, right?
For games or for movies?
Called X Games. That's their development name. That obviously that's because it's Xbox, right?
Yeah.
It's just somebody was like, we need a name, X Games. Let's move on. Like we're trying to work here, you know. I think that's what it's called, X Games or something. But that whether that was a report or confirmed or not, I'm not sure. But like they'd be foolish not to be working on a streaming service of sorts, right?
I guess so. They kind of didn't do VR stuff, and VR is kind of whimpering out.
Yeah, but I don't think that streaming is beyond the realm of what Microsoft can do already with Azure.
Oh yeah, they could spin it up pretty quick, I think.
And Microsoft did do VR just in the form of AR because they thought it was going to go that way instead.
But it never came to the console or really became a gaming focused thing, though.
No, but they did show that that Minecraft thing. Remember that Minecraft demo where they had the HoloLens on?
Yeah. Minecraft showed up at the Apple keynote.
Minecraft is massive. It is massive.
You can literally be in the Minecraft world in AR now on the iOS side.
There you go.
And so they had like this little mini version of like their little thing they were playing on, right? And they pressed a button, it fell through the floor, and then a giant one built around the people, and the woman was standing there in the Minecraft world.
What the hell?
Yeah, it was crazy. No one's gonna do that though.
There's some stuff where like it's just because it's cool.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then some people are like, "Oh, it was cool for a presentation."
but AR stuff is cool. You use it once, you're like, "Hey, this is awesome," and then you never use it again.
yeah,
So I don't know why people go nuts about AR or VR for that matter.
I think it's just because it's a technological advancement.
The Lego stuff was pretty cool though. They have these Lego sets, like these nice like city building kind of sets, and then you
Right.
put your AR, you put your iPad up to it or something, and then all the people start walking around and helicopters go flying by, and it turns into like a whole world and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't mind stuff like that, to be honest.
But is it really necessary for your enjoyment of the Legos? It's a cool thing to see and try once and then never again.
But I think that you need to push the tech that far in order to get things that are more simple and will be used, like Pokemon Go.
It even made me angry though when everyone was like, "Oh, Pokemon Go shows the viability of AR games."
It does.
And like, first of all, most people turn the AR off almost instantly because first of all, it's a battery drain and it's useless, and the Pokemon move around more, and you can catch them easier when they're not.
Right.
And so I think most people that we played with, like even just walking around in the park, did not have their AR mode on.
No, but there are a lot of people that do the Pokemon photography now because there's like a camera mode in that game now.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what I meant though is they need to push the tech way out, and then the innovators will take little pieces of it.
Unless the AR mentality they were talking about is that you're in a real world location.
Maybe that even.
You have to go to an actual place, and there's digital creatures there.
Yeah, because it's like if you
That's AR.
if you want to have the same experiences you have down at Bayfront, you have to go to Bayfront.
Yeah,
You can't be sitting at your own house.
I want to play that the Harry Potter one that's coming out, but I'm not gonna have anyone to play with.
The Harry Potter one. What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
Fucking Harry Potter AR game.
Yeah, you go and collect creatures or something.
What?
Yeah,
That's it. So it's basically just Pokemon Go of Harry Potter. I thought it'd be something different, like you walk around, you fight wizards or something.
I mean that'd be cool. You probably can. Oh, because you can battle now in Pokemon Go, right?
Yeah, you can duel or whatever they call it, or battle or.
Although I wish it was like the old games. That would have been cooler, I think.
Yes and no.
They take longer, but
Well, yes and no. And the reason why I say that is because if you want to do something like that, they have like games coming out for that. So it's like they have. I don't know if you've really seen the roadmap or anything. I know we're like way off
we're done with topics.
the place of Stadia, but I mean we did talk about it for a while. But the they have like Sword and Shield coming out, right? Which are like traditional Pokemon games that are mobile just because they're on the Switch. And those are also console because they're on the Switch because that's like a hybrid console, right? And then you also have the Go series of games, which is straight up Pokemon Go. And then you have Pokemon Go. What do they call those ones? The ones that are out right now. Let's Go. The Let's Go games. Yeah. So those are like the Go series. But there's also the DS versions of the games. I forget how far back they go with those, but they're all plugging into a Pokemon cloud service. I don't know if you've seen that. And so you're going to be like one trainer and you can play any combination of the games.
Oh, wow.
And there's going to be some sort of like cloud service. I don't know exactly all the intricacies, but it's connecting them all. Because there is a Pokebank to transfer Pokemon between games on the DS. So you can transfer them, from like Y to like, I don't know, something else, right? But with that being said, now it's like you could like the Go games were connected. Now it's like all connected. And so realistically, what I like about this is that it almost seems like as if someone, and I don't know the intricacies again, but like it seems like it could go the direction of this guy's playing Pokemon Go, I'm playing Sword or Shield or something, and you're playing one of the DS games. And I don't know whether all the stats would all lock up and stuff like that because the Go games are handled differently.
Yeah.
But if there's some sort of like, algorithm they can come up with to make a base stat for all the Pokemon, like, you transfer them all into this Pokebank thing. It's not called Pokebank. That's the old one for the DS. But like, this new Pokemon Cloud, if you upload all of them and they all get normalized, like normalized stats, you could then transfer something from Pokemon Go into your Sword or Shield game. I don't know if that's possible, to be clear. I haven't said that. But what I mean is that with this Pokemon Cloud service, it's like anyone who's a super fan is probably going to play all those games.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have like a really great collection. Anyone who's not is still kind of in on it though.
Right.
Like who just wants to play the old type isn't left out of the Go universe. Anyone who wants to be really accessible and just wants to fuck around and wants to play the Go games without running around, they have Let's Go. Like it's accessible across the board now, is what I'm trying to say. And so that's kind of where I think their direction is going. And I prefer that myself.
Yeah.
What would be super interesting is if any Nintendo game ever gets on Stadia.
I don't think it will.
I also don't think it will.
I think their foray into like the mobile space was just inevitable, but I don't think they need to go to Stadia for their games. The Switch is selling like crazy. It was the best-selling console last month.
The Switch is selling like crazy, but is that an indication that because Stadia? See, I always say that like Stadia has the application of the cell phone, but I always forget it's streaming. It's not local computing.
The thing about the Switch doing so well though is just that the other consoles, well, Microsoft hasn't been doing as well this console generation, but PS4, most people are going to have a PS4 by 90 million units.
Yeah,
so there's less of a market for them to sell to.
Of course, yeah.
So sales are going to slow down. Right. Whereas the Switch is brand new to a lot of people. I want one. Marty got one. You got one. You know what I mean? So it's now a time period where people are going to buy that instead.
And you also have like the mega Nintendo fans as well.
Yeah.
And the fact that Nintendo was huge into the mobile market already. So now this is just anyone upgrading from a DS, is actually upgrading their handheld at that point.
Yeah.
So I still have never even hooked up my dock.
Oh really?
There's just no point.
You don't ever even want to see how it looks on your TV or anything?
Why?
Fun.
Just use use it on the. I usually literally.
I'm out of HDMI ports here, so I don't know what I would do with that.
Well, you can just get an HDMI switcher, but
I don't like it.
You don't like an HDMI switcher?
I mean, it's fine, but I would prefer not.
You need an HDMI switcher. That'd be like saying you don't like speakers.
Speakers are fine,
but it's just as vital as speakers are to sound.
No,
I'm out of ports. All right, so get a switcher and you switch between them.
It's fine, but wait. It's just my own OCD thing.
But I don't understand that at all.
I don't want anything in between.
But you could hang on a minute. You could do it more officially. You could have a gaming switcher by your own accord.
Again, yeah.
So you could do your Xbox, your PlayStation Mini thing there you got there, and your PlayStation 4, and then you could just have your actual media stuff. So I don't know if that's a cable box, what the fuck that is, and then you also have your Apple TV, and you could have those plug in directly.
Well, thank God that the Xbox had
HDMI in.
Yeah, so that's what the Bell satellite's going into.
Oh yeah, I do that too. Yeah,
and so that's actually saved me. That's my HDMI switcher there, but that one fits with my OCD because that's an official product.
HDMI switcher's an official product.
It is, okay, but it's just, again, this is irrational. I'm admitting this to you.
My sound receiver is a HDMI switcher.
Yeah. That I'd be fine with.
You've broken me now.
I know, I understand.
I had an RCA switcher back in the day. You just turn a little dial, click, click, click,
I
click.
don't like that.
But that was back in the day of analog,
Yeah,
right? So yeah, of course. I have an HDMI switcher on the back of my computer.
Actually, you want to buy that TV?
Don't want to buy that TV. No, I do not
so
want to buy that
one
TV.
with 4 HDMI ports and
I absolutely
and
do not.
HDR.
Absolutely do not.
I'll give you a good deal on that one.
I don't want an LG TV, and that's not me saying LG's bad. I just prefer Samsung.
It's a nice picture.
I like Samsung better.
All right, Matt. That's all the time we got.
All right.
You can catch us on the twitch.tv/DamonPatchMedia.
Catch us on the Switch on Twitch.
No, we can't. Well, we're not doing that.
I'm not doing that because I don't have the dock installed.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're on YouTube as well. So if you miss our Twitch streams, you can catch us up on YouTube. YouTube.com/DamonPatch Podcast, I believe.
Just
Right?
literally type in Damon Patch Media in the search bar, and you'll be fine.
We'll come up somewhere.
The thing I want to do for our streams, and this isn't live during the streams. This is at a post stream.
Mm-hmm.
Is I don't know how we would do this, and the reason why I'm saying this is because maybe someone can comment, because we do actually get comments on our things. Is I want to somehow mark it down. I know this would be normally. I know this isn't a big puzzle to solve, but I want software to do this, which is why I'm mentioning it. I want to mark down when a good moment happens, and I want to put a flag in. And I want you know how like when you record something on your PS4, like it's always recording.
Yeah.
So you record something, and then for the most part, you just kind of go when you do the trim, you kind of check the last 30 seconds or so, or a minute or whatever, and then you just kind of trim that end off. You know, so you like trim all the other shit away, and you just keep the end. I kind of want to do the flag because we had a couple really good moments in like Days Gone and that. It'd be cool to. I like uploading the whole stream for people that miss it, but it'd be cool to have that highlights go up when we're done with the game. So if we do like 5 streams of Days Gone, you know, you upload your full 5 streams, and at the end of that, you just do a highlights where you have all your, and that would be great for social media. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to I don't want to have to watch, you know, an hour or 2 hours of stream to find these moments, because some of them are like 2-second moments.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to just, you know, toss down a flag, and that'd be that.
Doesn't the Xbox like record like special moments like that? Does it somehow analyze?
Oh yeah, I turned that off.
Okay.
Oh my god, I remember several times it kept recording me dying to grenades in Battlefield. I had like 100 clips of me being like, "Oh!" And it was just like, all right, that's enough. That's enough now. Fuck.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Oh, and just for my own news, iOS 13 and iPad OS and
is this propaganda?
No, and tvOS are all going to receive updates this fall that will give it controller support from Xbox and DualShock 4s. Finally.
Thankfully, I bought that new Xbox controller. I'm ready to go with all this Bluetooth shit now.
Oh yeah,
Fuck yeah.
So this is good news for Apple's upcoming arcade system they got,
which is the games with no microtransactions, right?
No microtransactions, and
which is fascinating, if I'm honest.
But it's a monthly subscription. At launch, I think. Well, I'm not sure how many they have at launch, but they announced 100 exclusive games. Is it
going to be rotating like Netflix?
No, because I don't. Apple would want these games on their store, right?
Yeah,
I think they'll just be there.
You know what's weird? I bought Game Pass for Sea of Thieves, and I play Sea of Thieves, tons of hours in Sea of Thieves. That's fine. I only use it for Sea of Thieves.
Right.
But what's weird about that is it's not a strike against Game Pass. I think Marty's onto something about his Netflix thing, where he says, because it's available, I don't watch it. It's freaking weird. I know that the games in Game Pass rotate out rather frequently, right? So technically speaking, there is like a sense of urgency if I'm trying to, you know, I don't know, 1000G them all or something, right? I'm trying to get all the achievements. But my point is, because they're available, I don't even think of looking there. It's so weird. I will play the games that I bought all the time. And I'm essentially doing that with Game Pass. I bought Game Pass for Sea of Thieves. So every purchase to me is like a 1-to-1.
Here's a funny question. Would you pay $10 a month or $11.29 or whatever it is in Canada just for Sea of Thieves?
No.
And yet you effectively are.
And yet I effectively am.
Me too.
I think at this point I have every Microsoft subscription now.
Like 365 and
I have
Game Pass and Gold.
Game Pass, Gold, Office 365 Personal, Office 365 for Business. And then now by association through Office 365 Personal, I have Outlook Premium. And then, is there anything else?
Microsoft should launch a TV streaming service. Then you have to get that.
I probably would. I would be more down with Microsoft giving me more services. Like I'd be more down with if Microsoft announces a streaming service. I think what I want is a streaming service with the backbone of a local computing device like that Xbox there.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be the ultimate thing. Because if it's like you can play on your phone, it'd be like great, but I don't have to. I can go home.
Well, I'm planning on getting Apple Arcade and Apple TV Plus.
Is it going to stream, or are those games going to download?
Those games are going to download, but Apple TV Plus will stream. I don't know if they've confirmed whether you can download them or not.
Apple TV Plus.
They're TV and movie streaming service.
Oh, that's TV movies. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you at one point say WatchOS?
Not today, but there is a WatchOS.
No. I thought I was just curious as to whether they were doing something ridiculous where you could play the games on your watch.
No.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm
games,
that.
There are games for WatchOS, but they're not part of the Apple Arcade. No.
I used to play on my Pebble. It's this old game from IBM where you're straight up you just deal drugs.
Oh, jeez.
But it was like a text game, and it was like it's like get off. Like it's like where do you want to take the subway? And like every place you take the subway is a different drug price. So you try to like buy low and sell high, and then if you die, that's just game over, and you have to restart. It was like an old IBM game that somebody made. What a weird, like gritty text game. Like
that wouldn't be too bad. And like if you could use like dictation to respond, you know what I mean?
I mean, I only had 3 buttons at the time.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But now you could like use dictation and just respond and say, "Oh, enter the dungeon," and that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be all right. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
And look crazy just sitting in the bus stop, just talking to your watch like that.
I in doctor's offices and stuff. I used to I think it was called Drug Wars or Drug Kings or something. And
I would read the news on my watch.
No, I'm not doing that.
I think those apps went away though.
Really?
Yeah.
Means that market is ripe for the picking.
The Apple Watch app market kind of died. Although the App Store is now coming to Apple Watch, and you can download apps directly from your Apple Watch.
Guess who you're copying off of? I got the Play Store on my wrist right now.
That's fine. I'm just saying.
You know what works amazingly? I know this is like going on. We're on like a major tangent now.
Yeah.
A major like end of show. We've already outroed tangent. But anyway, you know what's amazing about this thing is I disconnected. So if I'm not going to bring my watch somewhere, for whatever reason, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm going out. I just don't want to bring my watch. Like I don't need it. Mm-hmm. And so I'll leave it at home. So in the app, like on the phone, I will disconnect it so it doesn't keep looking for it. Right. I noticed that my watch kept disconnecting, or that's what I thought was happening. But sometimes it was okay. So my old watch, my Zen Watch 2. So right now I have a Exploris Gen 4. Exploris Q, I think, Gen 4. Whatever. It's the latest fossil generation watch. It's a Gen 4. Anyway, it's the big boy with the 3 buttons. And I noticed it would sometimes work and sometimes not. What it was doing was, so on my old Zen watch, I was able to connect to Wi-Fi. But it would kill the battery and it just really didn't work, in my experience anyway, for whatever reason. This damn thing was connecting to Wi-Fi and was getting all my notifications for me. I had no freaking idea. That's why it doesn't disconnect in the house or when I'm in another area. And that's why sometimes if I walked into a place with no Wi-Fi, it would just start working. I thought the stupid watch was disconnecting, and I thought I was going to have to wipe it. And I was like a day away from wiping it, and I was like, wait a second, I didn't reconnect this damn thing. So, kudos to Fossil for having the fucking Wi-Fi chip work well.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
All right. Second outro.
Second outro.
See ya.
Peace.